Hello and welcome back to my channel, Designs by Dana. I am Dana and I'm also a close to my heart maker. Today I'm working on a coast to coast CTMH maker collaboration, and actually we recently changed this to just a coast to coast collaboration. So we are now open to anyone that would like to participate. You do not have to be a close to my heart maker. So if you would like to join in with us, please go to Facebook and find our Facebook page and accept or join our page. And we would love to have anybody that loves the passion of scrapbooking and sharing memories and likes to do YouTube videos join our group. And yeah, just join along with us. Originally, we were a group of 4 close to my heart makers that started this collaboration, and we just love to see it grow and have additional members join us and share this love of scrapbooking. So I am working on the August video, and we are doing the Story by Stacy prompt cards. So just as a refresher for this month, our ready card was friendships. The set card was a song, lyric, or poem. The go card is monochromatic color. And for bonus, we have interactive. So each card gives you some ideas and prompts down below as far as what you could potentially do with these. You don't have to follow any of them. And this is just for fun to help people get started with the creative process when you kind of get into a slump or you need some ideas on what to do. So let me bring in my photo that I'm going to use. So I really wanted to focus on the friendship prompt, and that's my most prominent card I'm going to work on. And this is the photo I'm going to use. This is my daughter here and her best friend Tori. They became friends in high school through their high school debate team. And it's kind of funny that they ended up being friends because on their very first away debate, they were roommates. There was 4 to a room, and Jordan and Tori were supposed to be sharing a bed. And my daughter Jordan was selfishly wanting the bed to herself and made Tori sleep on the floor. And somehow out of that, they ended up becoming best friends. So I think that's just such a funny story to tell, ashamedly so of my daughter for being so selfish. But it just is nice to know that they became best friends, and you know, so many years after high school have remained best friends. So this is a picture of a vacation that we took and had Tori go along with us to Colorado. So here we are in Estes Park in the Rocky Mountains out. I think this is Rocky Mountain National Park out in Colorado, and the 2 of them. So celebrating their friendship is really the focus that I wanted to do with this. So we'll see how far I get into the other 3 prompt cards with this layout. I have some ideas for the interactive portion, but we'll see how far we go. So let me get this out of the way and bring in some papers and we'll get started with this. Okay, so I'm putting down a piece of cardstock here. This is just a piece of pewter cardstock. The base piece I really wanted to use was this beautiful mountain piece from the Aurora packet of paper. And I wanted to accentuate those mountains in the paper. So I cut apart the different shades of the mountains, and I inked each of those individually. Now I can just paper piece those right back together, and I have a much better defined mountain landscape by doing that. So here I'm just putting those pieces back together right where they were initially, but you'll notice that it's much more defined, and I just think it is a better presentation of the mountains, and I really wanted to accentuate those mountains in this particular layout because of course my picture has the mountains in it. So I didn't want to use a lot of extra paper to cover up those mountains, so I just added a couple extra strips here, and that's really all I'm using for the papers on this layout. So I'm bringing in some of my ephemera here and just laying out some of the embellishment pieces. here I made a custom shaker element from a PML card. And then here I have a PML card that came from the Wander paper packet. So this is Wander Woman. And then I'm going to show you how I did my custom shaker elements. So for this, I cut some trees out of one of the sheets of pattern paper. And I just use regular acetate to make these custom shaker elements. And then I'm using my foam tape. Now, you know, close to my heart has the thick and the thin foam tape. So when doing a custom shaker, I do recommend that you use the thicker of the foam tape, which is our regular foam tape. And I am using the more narrow piece of foam tape for this because my top piece is not very wide. So now I'm going to adhere that piece of acetate to my top border. And this is a chipboard piece of embellishment that came from that Wander paper suite. So this is from the Wander embellishments. I'm just going to put a couple blocks on that just to let it dry for just a minute or two while I finish out the shaker piece. So I'm going to put some silver stars in here, and I always keep a spoon in my drawer here, and I can just scoop those out. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very carefully pull out those strips of the adhesive on the foam tape. And you'll notice I'm kind of holding my fingers in the center because I don't want any of those stars to kind of pop out. So just pulling those up, and then I can line that up, put it down, and voila, there is my custom shaker. So shakers are a lot of fun. That's an easy way to put an interactive element on a layout card or any project that you're working on. So there's my basic layout, but I decided I wanted to add some stamping. So I brought in this old stamp set from my stash. It's called A Journey, and I cut apart those trees at the bottom. And I decided I wanted to stamp some of those pine trees. I guess those are pine, maybe spruce is the better word, across my layout. So I'm just going to stamp those in what we call second generation stamping. So I'm doing my first generation of stamping on that piece of scrap paper I have there to the side. And then the second stamp is actually on my scrapbook page. And I just thought that would add a little bit more visual texture to the layout and some more color. Although I wanted to stick with kind of the muted color scheme to go with that monochromatic type muted color scheme that I have. But I'm just going to stamp a couple of those throughout the borders here, and that's really going to wrap up this nice simple layout. Okay, the layout is complete, and I did off camera as a finishing touch go in and add some silver and white and clear sequins throughout as some additional embellishments. So I've got two shaker elements here that I really like how those turned out, and yeah, so I'm really happy with that. Let's bring in the cards that I used. So for my ready card, I used the friendship card, and I definitely think I captured that one quite well in the friendship between Jordan and her friend Tori. The song or lyrics or poem, I didn't do this one yet. I am going to plan to go back. What I've asked Jordan to do is come up with a song or lyric for me, because these two really like to attend concerts together and like a lot of the same music. So I've asked her to contribute to this layout by giving me a song title or lyric that I can add here to the title of the page that kind of represents their friendship as well. So I do plan to come back and add to the layout for that piece. The monochromatic color, I don't know that I'd call this monochromatic, but I did kind of keep it with these nice toned down muted colors. So I really like how these colors just kind of work very nicely together. And I actually pulled in papers from two different packets, the Aurora and the Wander paper packet. So this PML card is from Wander, and some of these embellishment pieces and PML cards are from that paper packet as well. So I really like that color scheme and how everything kind of pulled together nicely. And then for the interactive element, I added the shaker cards to my interactive pieces there, and I just think those are adorable. So hopefully you did learn how you can make a custom shaker element to your layouts and projects as well, if you don't necessarily have the standard sizes or you want to do something maybe a little bit different. So those are my prompts. And that is the finished layout. I hope that you liked that and enjoyed the video today. If you did, please consider hitting that like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it if you would consider doing that as well. And I will be back soon with another process video to share with you. And thank you so much for your support of my channel, and we will see you soon.